All right, so that was number 5. Number 6, recalculation. Here, the auditor is literally recalculating or recalculating some sort of computation. You're going to use a calculator or an Excel spreadsheet or some sort of computer-assisted audit technique or tool, but it's going to serve as mathematical evidence. Recalculation. What assertions do you think that one gives evidence for? And I know sometimes the book can be kind of tricky on this because it'll say things, but it doesn't really explain why they're saying certain things, which is why we go over them the way that we do. So recalculation, accuracy off the bat, right? Because we said that accuracy has to do with a mathematical calculation. Very good. But the book also mentions some other ones. It says existence, but here's where it's tricky. Because it says existence of evaluation, right? So not necessarily like, right? It doesn't say existence of the actual item. So not existence, the assertion, but more accuracy is the main one. And a little bit about valuation. That's why I'm saying it's tricky, because they put in a word that they really probably shouldn't have used, right? That makes it confusing. But mainly accuracy, because we're recalculating something mathematically. And so it can be used as a test of details. Why? Because we're talking about an assertion and whatever the account is that you're testing. Number 7, reperformance. So here, the auditor is reperforming some sort of procedure that the client might do. Say you guys don't know what a 3-way match is, but I promise I'll teach you that soon. Let's say the auditor is reperforming a 3-way match. That Rudy is the accounts receivable clerk, and before the accounts receivable is recorded, Rudy matches the sales order with the shipping document, with the sales invoice, and make sure that accounts receivable is recorded at the right amount. That's the procedure she does, or Rudy does. So I go in and I reperform that procedure. Is that a test of details or is that a test of control? If it's a test of details, you know what, that's a tricky one. If it's a test of details, which assertion and which account are you testing? And I say it's a tricky one because there is an obvious answer and what Tanya said is actually correct. First of all, I am literally reperforming a procedure that Rudy did. That's a test of control because we're talking about a procedure, an activity, right? That's what a control is. So automatically I know that it has to do with procedures. But skipping ahead a couple of chapters, it turns out that reperforming a 3-way match is what's called the dual purpose test. It actually is both, because I can get evidence basically from those source documents. Because I just listed 3 source documents and I can vouch using them, right? Or I can go back and trace using them. But in general, reperformance on the surface is always going to be a test of control. Sometimes it's both, but at minimum, it's a test of control. You guys see why it's a test of control? Because we're literally talking about the auditor reperforming an activity or a procedure. That's why I said last class, I think, that you had to have really good, when we talked about the 3 reasons that auditors use procedures, risk assessment, test of control, test of details, said that you had to have really good definitions for test of control and test of details or substantive tests, because you're going to have to identify what auditors do to test different ones.